G'day guys, Harvey back from jumpstronger.com, and today we've got a pretty interesting review. We're taking a look at the Missing Link program from Project Pure Athlete. So this is an interesting vertical jump program. It's kind of not actually a vertical jump program. What the Missing Link program is it's a 12-week program designed to run alongside your existing vertical jump training program, and basically all it is, it's like a biomechanics program designed to help you improve your vertical jump technique and your form, and to essentially improve your movement efficiency so that you can jump as high as you can from a technical perspective. You know, people are often very hungry to get very fast results. You know, that's why programs like VertShock are so popular. It's because people want, they want results in 8 weeks. They don't want to wait 6 months to increase a vertical jump. I've always said the quickest possible way to increase your vertical jump is to perfect your technique, to perfect your form, to sort of master the biomechanics of jumping. Almost every athlete I see, like 90% of them, particularly younger athletes, have some sort of, I call it sort of leaking energy, or some sort of biomechanical flaw in their technique, which is really holding them back. And it makes sense because not many people, like you grow up playing basketball or volleyball or football, no one's really teaching you how to jump. It's kind of part of the game. You end up kind of doing it naturally, but we all learn bad habits from day one, and those habits get ingrained in you over the years, and it can be very difficult to sort of out-train that, or basically you're just going to be limited by bad habits that you've formed over the years. The Missing Link program is designed to beat those bad habits out of you, essentially through breaking down the vertical jump into its constituent parts. So your approach, your penultimate step, your block step, and toe off, right through the whole process, okay? And the way it does that is it breaks it down, so you kind of like, it works on this concept called proprioception, okay? You kind of breaking the vertical jump down into each small part, and then kind of drilling each part individually, and so that when you put it all together, you have a much more fluid, a much more perfected looking technique. I believe almost any athlete, regardless of what sport you play, regardless of how good you are, can learn something from this program. Like, even if most people think their technique is pretty good, and no one really wants to film themselves and look at themselves jumping and take a good hard look in the mirror. But the fact is, almost everyone, myself included, is going to have something that's holding them back. And this program teaches you how to identify flaws in your own technique, but also how to improve and get better at being a jumper, basically. So as I said, it's a 12-week program. It's got 3 different phases, and it's very low volume, okay, because you're going to do this alongside whatever other program you're doing. So it's not really any lifting. It's not even like heavy volume at all. It's just like, it's 2 days a week, and just like a little bit of jumping, like very low volume. It's more about technique and sort of just using your brain to think about the movements your body is doing, rather than being actually stressful on your body. So right from the beginning, phase 1, you'll see a bunch of exercises you probably have never seen before. And these are all exercises designed to really improve your technique fundamentals. So Coach Ty from Project Pure Athlete is pretty well known as being one of the absolute GOATs when it comes to vertical jump training. He's actually extremely well known for his biomechanical breakdowns of different jumpers, famous jumpers and athletes. Some of my favorite ones were the Ben Patch volleyball player breakdown, as well as the Yuji Nishida jump technique breakdown. This guy really knows his stuff when it comes to the biomechanics of jumping, and so I don't think there's anyone else on earth more qualified to make a jump program focused around improving technique. And he's come up with a whole bunch of unique exercises that no one's ever really seen or heard before. They're very deliberate. They have a very specific purpose, in what they're trying to get you to do, and it's all sort of focused around getting your brain to think deeply about the movement patterns that you're doing, and to sort of establish new habits that are actually going to help you jump better in the future. Some of the stuff, particularly in phase 1, looks kind of goofy, to be honest, but again, these are exercises that are very, very deliberate in their purpose, for what they're trying to accomplish. We're essentially trying to reprogram our brain from the sort of the very bottom up of the whole jump process to make sure we're doing it perfectly, or as close to perfectly as we can get it. And so a lot of these exercises are designed to help us unlearn what we've already learned and establish those new sort of neural pathways. For phase 2, we're sort of adding some resistance to the exercises we're already doing. So we're doing like some arm swing drills with resistance bands. We're sort of starting to piece together these, the approach and the penultimate step a little bit more. Things are starting to look a little bit more like a vertical jump in phase 2. And in phase 3, we're using boxes and some resistance bands to sort of add this component of overspeed work into it. So we're using the box to sort of elevate ourselves. So like when you're going into an approach, if you start from a box, it's basically just like a harder version of a normal jump, because you kind of have that eccentric overload from the fact that there's gravity involved now. By using the bands, the idea is to pull ourselves into the approach faster than we'd actually be doing it in real life. And the idea is if we can handle that sort of overspeed approach, we're going to be much more efficient at doing it at a regular pace. Cool thing about this program is that it requires almost no equipment, okay? You basically just need like a 6-inch box or something similar, a very low platform, as well as some resistance bands, okay? So not much, probably stuff you already have or you can get for very, very cheap. You can stack it in combination with any other vertical jump program that you're doing. Okay, you don't have to be doing the PPA program. It'll work fine with anything. Again, it's designed in such a way that it's not too taxing on the body. You don't have to worry about there being too much volume in your workout routine. When you look at this program right from phase 1 through to phase 2 and phase 3, you get through the whole 12-week program. It seems to me like very, very difficult for me to believe that you could do this program and not massively improve your vertical jump technique. If you film yourself jumping before this program, you do the 12-week program and you film yourself afterwards, it's going to be night and day difference. Again, there is no one on earth more qualified to teach this stuff than Coach Ty from PPA. Again, I will leave some links in the description actually to some of his biomechanical analyses. They are absolutely fantastic. This guy works with so many athletes to help them test higher. I mean, this guy was coaching the world record jumpers like King Dak and Isaiah Rivera at dunk camp, right? So he knows how to get people to jump higher, and probably more so than anyone else on the planet. So if you want to maximize your jump technique, and you really should, I mean, there's no point in doing a 12 or 16 week program, doing all the weights and stuff, if you're still jumping like a Gumby, okay? Nail your technique first, okay? Or do it alongside, or run this with another program, okay? By the end of it, any other program you run, I reckon you're going to get, if you were going to make a 6-inch jump improvement beforehand, I can see this program adding an extra couple inches on that easily. I mean, even if you did no vertical jump program, just by doing this program alone and not touching a single weight or doing any plyometrics, I am absolutely positive this will increase your vertical jump. These are the sorts of drills people do to sort of, literally increase your vertical jump in 5 minutes. These are the sorts of cues and the things people need to be thinking about to really maximize their jumping output. And up until now, there was really no sort of methodical way of instilling and ingraining this sort of technique work into people's training. So Missing Link program from Project Pure Athlete, I am a huge fan. I do have a 10% discount code. That's discount code Jump Stronger. I will leave an affiliate link in the description if you want to get yourself a copy. It's very cheap already, okay, and there's probably no single better investment that will get you a higher return on investment when it comes to inches gained versus dollars spent, okay? This thing is fantastic. I highly recommend it, whether you are a younger athlete, anyone sort of between the ages of 10 to 18, or even if you're older, like, you know, you just need to film yourself and ask yourself, is my technique perfect? And, you know, the chances are it's not. 9 out of 10 times there's going to be something wrong. There's going to be something you can learn from this program, regardless of how good you think you are at jumping or how high you can already jump. I guarantee you. So if you want to invest in yourself and become a better jumper, become the best possible jumper you can, you need the best possible technique you can get, and there is no better way to do that than by getting the Missing Link program from PPA. That's all for now, guys. I got a few more of these vertical jump program reviews coming up, so subscribe if you want the intel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.